Alright, alright, so now we're back with some more Diablo 2 Eastern Sun Rises Hardcore. So we got our Barbarian to level 41 last time, and we didn't actually do anything since last video. Well, we did, we sorted our inventory, and then we went, and then we had some supper, then we washed the dishes, and then got a bunch of other things done. But if we go here, we pretty much cleaned our inventory. We don't have anything here. We even took that scroll that we got from before, so we cleaned up most of these. We'll just finish cleaning it up because we wanted to show deleting some of it. So these scrolls, if you don't want to identify them, they also count as dragon stones. You could sit here, turn the scrolls to dragon stones, and then dragon stones to use for end game crafting. So we could throw these in here. It'll add ancient decipher points. And the other recipe was you could just throw the scroll in here with the key, and it should just add the points to it. Yeah, 131. So that's just if you don't want to manually take the dragon stones out and then have to put them in again after. This just puts them directly into your multi-stalker. So we're going to keep one dragon stone because we do need one dragon stone. Don't know if we need a scroll or anything. And also these things, the coupon normals, you could also throw these in your multi-stalker. These you could trade them for wild cards. It's like every 8 normal coupons will give you 1 wild card, which you could use as any coupon. And these, we're just saving them for right now. Just the dagger, the amulet 2, the ring 2. We'll probably get rid of them later. It's just we want to see what items do we all get. All get just from cows. All just get from that place. So if we transmute this, our re-rolling orb, we could make a rare ring. And it says if you cube it with the correct item, like a spider silk for an Amazon ring and so forth, you just need to cube it with the class item. And if you go to the website, to the cube recipes, and then new craft, barbarian craft, it'll show you what the barbarian item was. We already talked about this a bit in the Amazon one, but essentially each character has their own item from the dragon stone. The Amazon has the spider silk, the assassin is the dragon stone, barbarian is the forging hammer, druid is the tyrannium ore, the necromancer is the blackmore, the paladin is the holy symbol, the sorceress is the crushed gem. So if you're ever trying to re-roll items, all you do is take a dragon stone, then you right click it, and I believe barbarian was the forging hammer. You can just scroll up here, barbarian was forging hammer. So if we just cube that like that with a key, it would just create a normal ring. It creates just a normal rare ring. If we cube it with a forging hammer, it would make a barbarian rare ring. It should anyways, yep. 20% chance to open runes, +3 to enchant, mana, fire resist, so that's a pretty decent ring. And we're just going to use all of these points because we're not going to be using these. We're going to be getting the things we get. +6 to annihilation, that's probably a decent one. So there's all the rings we could take out, and then if we cube it 4 times, it changes to amulets. Cube with a spider silk for an Amazon amulet and so forth. So if you feature with a forging hammer, it takes 7. It's basically just like taking seven magic rings and then turning it into a rare ring. It's exactly what this is doing. So it's the exact same recipe as before, I think. So we take 7 magic rings, and then we turn them to another rare ring. And then it takes 7 points, because we have 9 points. If we do this, then it'll have 2 points, because it took 7 magic rings. Oh, +1 to all skills, so we did get some decent amulets. I think that's a ring. So we made 3 amulets and 3 rings. The rings that we had was just adds 1 to 44 lightning damage and some magic find. This one does enchant, so it doesn't have any barbarian skills. None of the rings had barbarian skills. This one had 1 barbarian skill. This one had 1 barbarian skill. +6 to annihilation. Mana stolen for hit, fire resist, magic find, cold resist. All resist with more fire resist, half restoration, +6 to annihilation. Our other ring was +1 to paladin skills, regenerate mana, poison length reduced, plus magic find. Although it doesn't have any other stats on it, it did roll 4 stats, so could have rolled with 2 more stats on it. And we could also re-roll jewels, right? Rare jewel, keep with the key, we believe. So there's not like a class specific jewel or anything. We'll just see what jewels we get before. Oh, we needed 1 more magic jewel, that's right. So the re-rolling orb just stores all of your magic rings, amulets, charms, jewels, so you don't have to store them into your bank. And then you could come here, throw more jewels in there, and then throw a key, and we'll get 1 more rare jewel. 17 damage, 18 stamina, cold resist. So these jewels, oh, magic damage reduced by 11 is really good. And the charms, won't worry about the charms. We need a recipe before we could do anything with the charms. So we'll just put this here. Maybe we'll just delete that or something. With the decal stalker, we just got 1 decal, that's it. The runes, we got all of these runes from before. And here's the old multi-stalker. So we're gonna get new ones for the other tab. Maybe we'll eventually delete these. We just got some like rare jewels. I guess we don't need these rare jewels. It's just these ones were pretty good. 60 minimum, 24 strength. Level 30. Maybe that one's not that good. This one's pretty good. 34% gold, just because of the gold find essentially. This one's really good. Whole bunch of damage and gold magic find. And just a magic find ring, gold find amulet. And then just that, +3 to fire strike amulet. That'd be a really good one. And then protection from evil. So we believe a level 1 paladin could use this as long as the stamina isn't a higher level. So if we look at it on a paladin, it might require a lower level than level 24. Paladin, because that was one of the paladin builds, right? You just get a full set of +2 protection from evil, put it onto a paladin, then it just has crazy protection from evil levels. We'll have to try one of those builds. And then just this charm is pretty cool. +5 to 2 resists, requires level 1. So 5% is the maximum resistance you can get on a small charm, that's right. So that is really good. 2 max resistances on a rare. And then just this. So we got these, right? If you already have duplicates of them, you could just throw them into the multi-stalker. We'll probably do something like that. But we'll just throw these here for now. So I don't really need this ring or anything. I just drop them. That's a decent paladin ring. We'll keep it for now. We'll get rid of all of them. So we have annihilation, and we have that. It's annihilation and offhand. So chance of crushing blow +23%, attack speed +22%. So we can't really whirlwind. Well, we can. We can go like this, and then we hold the shift button in the whirlwind. That does work. That does help you. Although it's only the attack speed on the weapon, right? So maybe this one will be better. So we'll just do it without the aura. We don't like auras too much. I mean, later we will. It was amazing on the Amazon. Having auras on the Amazon was amazing. Maybe we'll just keep that for now. Mercenary could use it or something. Oh no, she's not a barbarian. And this one, this is the amulet, 5% mana, 7 dex, dual elite, dual resists. That one's not too good, right? These ones are the good ones. +1 to skills, fight resist, magic find, +1 to vigor of the ancients. So vigor of the ancients is just movement speed. +2 to combat masteries, a whole bunch of elemental damage, energy, bunch of life, damage goes to mana. So this would be the better one. Yeah, how much does 8 energy give? So our mana goes way down, but our combat masteries, so what are combat masteries? All of these get a +2, alright, or we could put the other one and then everything gets +1. This one just adds a whole bunch of damage, it's the main thing, if you want to do damage to the enemies. Yeah, it is quite a bit more damage. Alright, Oh, +1 to all skills would boost the other things. We'll just leave it like that because that'll do more damage. Maybe we'll find another one so we get rid of those things. We don't need those. We have a whole bunch of life leech. We'll just throw these here for now. These ones we could even delete them or something. But we're going to start like this. All of these gems that we collected, we'll just put them there for now. And we could just go to Act 1. So this is pretty much just setting up everything for collecting everything. If you go trade with him, we could go trade and buy this, buy the gem can, the rune stalker, decal stalker, the rolling orb, multi stalker, and that's it. That's all we need for it now. And then we'll just use the shared stash here to pretty much store all the items that we collect. This will be our collection page. So there's a whole bunch of recipes to make. So we have to collect all these materials. We have to collect a whole bunch of perfect gems. We have to collect dragon stones, which those aren't too bad. Any jewel. So we need to store up jewels for crafting. So we'll just make a bunch of pages. We'll have all the materials for crafting. We'll save them. We need to save magic helms, magic boots, magic gloves, or we could just gamble and buy these anytime we want them. Maybe that's what we'll do. Instead of picking up these items and storing them and going through all that, we could literally just go here, go to Act 5. Then we just go trade this person and be like, if we wanted to craft a whole bunch of sorceress armors, we could just sit here, buy a whole bunch of robes till we get 10 magic robes. And then the ancient armors, if we wanted to craft a bunch of ancient armors, we could just come here. We'll figure out ways to get lots of gold later. If we wanted to make like fortress shields, or maybe is there a class specific shield? Those would be at the other place. Oh, we could buy a whole bunch of circlets. That's right. Most of the things that we're going to craft would be crafted from circlets, because circlets can have better abilities than all the other helmets. Although there is a recipe to make all the other helmets essentially as circlets. So instead of gambling this way, 137,000, he was charging 30,000 for the ancient armor. You could go trade with her, and here's all the other class specific ones. Yeah, it's like all the necromancer shields and then all the paladin shields. Guess that's it, necromancer and paladin shields. And then barbarian helmets, druid helmets, and all the belts, all the boots, all the gloves, and then probably literally all the different weapons, all the different types of weapons. So we don't have to save magic items. If we come here, they will always be item level 45. All the items that you buy from those are always item level 45, so it kind of keeps it locked in at a cap. If we go here, we have everything. We'll just reorganize the inventory quickly. Maybe we'll end this clip and figure out what we're doing. So we have an empty gem can, empty multi-stalker, empty rolling orb, empty rune stalker, empty decal stalker, empty shared page. We do have a whole bunch of gold. So we do anything with the gold? Let's just put the gold in the shared stash for now. So 320,000 in the shared stash. And then if we figure out what we're gonna do with the gold, so we just want to see how much gold we get from the enemies. We're gonna need to make rune words. We need to make the gold find and magic find rune words. We need to get the leather gloves. We need to get the circlet. Instead of gambling for them, we could just maybe try to get them this way. So there's the introduction. We'll probably delete all these at some point, 'cause these aren't part of the collection. These are part of the collection. Alright, so let's start adding to the collection. And when we collect items, we're just going to delete these items. We're not going to use anything that we had from before. Like, we'll even go to the weapon things, we'll delete these swords. This thing, it does add 81% magic find, right? 127%, down to 46%. We'll just have this main axe we had. That works, 15%. This thing killed things faster anyways. And then we need to collect some runes. We need to collect like a 4-socket armor. So make sure we're selling players 1. If we go here, go to the Lost Farm. We already got this waypoint. So our gas speed's way down or something. If we don't have any problem running it on players 1, then we could try running it on players 3 next time. So we just go through here. Tiny bit loud. There we go. So we found a SA rune. Is it SA rune above a KO rune? I'll have to figure it out. So the SA rune does requirements negative 20%. So that's pretty good. We got our first rune. And great axe scythes. For stats, are we just going to collect the maybe just great swords? Is that what it is? Great swords? Is that the best sword? Let's go through here. Mercenary will sometimes cast her ability to lower their resistances. Well, their physical resistance, yes, and their defense. So it allows us to hit them better. And we got a rare arrows. So won't worry about those things. Maybe the treble hatchet, Grand Scepter. So is the Grand Scepter the best one? No, it isn't. I think it's like either the War Scepter or something like that. Oh, get your shouts. I have to see. If you do run into like a Midar or Fanaticism or something, they might do more damage. We'll get some more damage reduction at one point. Main thing we need to look for is just a socketed item bases and runes and crafting materials. So this will just be one cow run maybe, and then maybe we'll come back. So you can find flawless gems, we've got amulets, rings. And then as we see in the beginning of the episode, just re-roll the amulets and rings. Oh, there's another SA rune. Is that the one I had before? We'll find. Yeah. So we can check the website on the runes to see which rank it is. Is it above KO rune or is it below KO rune? So we do need to get the other runes. And the higher level runes, you can downgrade them anyways. So that's what the great thing is about farming later level areas. If you find a yellow rune, you can just download it, downgrade it literally to the first rune if you want. Literally counts as like finding all of the runes before it. If you choose to downgrade it, it's usually probably better to keep it as is and see. Well, I'll find those lower level runes. I guess we're not having too much trouble. Maybe we could set it to players 3. Try it out. So we want like a Harriet's helmet or something. Yeah, I guess at one point when we're rendering episodes or when we're looking through items, we'll figure out what the best items are and then we'll get them all set up in the screen so we could know what we're collecting. The ancient stakes, ancient armor. We want a socketed Alvin chain. Let's just try that. Let's try players 3, see how players 3 works. So there's an I rune. Here's the first rune, so it's just the level 1 rune. Seems like as long as we could hit them up to steal hit points, don't seem to be taking too much damage. I think their defense is maybe pretty good, because all these guys are level 44 to 48. Just the normal guys are level 44, and then the bosses are level 48. So we got our first set item, we got our first unique item, flawed topaz. Do we keep I guess the flawed items will add. So there's a base elven chain, local axe. So if it is an ethereal axe, it would be better. I don't think we're collecting Espadians. Or Espadians are the nightmares items, aren't they? Nightmare item requires level 25, so maybe we should. We're gonna look at the item levels of things later and see what is the best sword. Maybe this is the best sword. Maybe it is better than the great sword. And this thing would be the best level 1 barbarian weapon, 7 to 29 damage, level 1 requirement, barbarian only. Even for melee attacking, right? much better than everything. And the dimensional blade. So that's usually the one that we use as a base when we're making the rune word. Yeah, I think we just found like 2-dimensional blades, and then we used the socket component, and we just added sockets to the opponents. Or sockets to the dimensional blade. Alright, so it did get a little bit harder, but that's just because it's on Players 3. This was the Avenger Guard, the top tier one. Yeah, so we got some Ancient Ciphers, the Rancid Gas Potions will sell for a lot. Mana Blade is the Sorcerer's Weapon. Light Plate if it's on the soft. Or is it the Alpha Helm? Or is the Alpha Helm the Druid one? We're really gonna have to look at the list at some point. But for now, we'll just do one run of collecting random things. Let's see our weapons almost broken. So there's the Flamberge. Yeah, it's a skull repair weapon. So we got the Ethereal Light Plate. So you cannot, you can't buy ethereal items. Ethereal items, you pretty much have to find them. So I guess we could look for ethereal items. So we don't want to ethereal one that's not socketed or anything. Right? Do we do anything with that? I don't think so. We'll just keep it for right now. So we'll just throw some things in the bank. +2 to luck of the ancients. Well, I'm not sure if the Avengers Guard's the one that we want, but level 30. So that is a level 1. It should be a level 1 sorcerer's weapon. And because of the item level, we believe this is considered a nightmare item, so it should be able to have up to 4 sockets on it. I believe we did that before. Just lookable act. So we'll just clear this thing up. Like, we got the first unique item. We'll just leave the uniques and the sets unidentified for right now. And these magic items, we'll figure out what we're doing with them. The ancient armor we want it for a base. We got the rare arrows. And just a bunch of crafting materials stored up in the bank. And I guess amulets and jewels. And no charms. So there's the first part of our collection. Got everything here. Pretty much just putting things into Whirlwind. And dexterity, because we can't hit them. 76% chance, 77%. We need to level up and get our accuracy up. There should be more cows over in this direction. Unless the mouse dies, but if the mouse dies, we have the keyboard. We could just alt tab. So I believe we came from the waypoint, right? So we could just check out this little corner. Oh, there's nothing over here. But then you could go down these stairs. And there'd be even more cows down here. There's even Andario's dressing room down there. Andario would be down there. Maybe we could check out Andario, as long as Andario doesn't get lost. It seems alright so far. Gotta go help our mercenary. Oh, but then she runs into this group. Oh, amethyst, flawed amethyst. The crossbows are not really doing those. We did shop for most of the things. Rare broadaxe. Well, maybe we'll just take a look at the rare broadaxe. So is the War Scepter the best one? I think that was the second best one. There is a better one. There's one that's like a 1 tier up in the Great Sword. Heraldic Shield. All resistances. So we're looking for Heraldic Shield bases with actual paladin stats. That one had 0 paladin stats on it. Didn't have a single paladin stat on it. All it had was the resistance that they always had. item. So just because there's such high density of enemies that you're going to be killing so many of them so quickly that you're going to be seeing uniques and sets and crafting materials and absolutely all of the items more often than usual. So I believe that's a nightmare item. Scissors guitar, is that 355? Isn't that the greater claws? We're gonna have to see what the, so there's the 2-socketed bone helm. We do need a 2-socketed bone helm. Flail. So we're gonna be doing this for a while, going through collecting most of the things, trying to see what they are. Maybe precision bow. Maybe we should just collect like a base of each of the items to see what they are. If we're trying to collect them, we'll see what the most armor that can spawn on an item is. So precision bow, get one of those. Flamberge, 2-socketed flamberge. We need a 4-socketed one. I don't think we can actually find it with that many sockets. I think we have to actually create it. 2-socketed poleaxe. So maybe we'll keep a whole bunch of 2-socketed base items so that we can maybe just put the same rune word in a whole bunch of different items. Oh, ethereal throwing axe. Ethereal throwing axe. It's actually amazing. That would actually be like the best weapon we probably have right now. Ethereal throwing axes. Just because throwing axes, they're always have regenerate. They always regenerate. So if it's ethereal, you don't have to worry about it ever breaking. Throw arrows, because I know arrows we're gonna have to collect them. There's not too many arrow stats. Then the zombie head, trellis armor. So this would be a nightmare item. Nina toe, this would be a assassin weapon. +2 to venom. Yeah, so if we can find one with good skills, ethereal base trellis armor. Zombie head, no skills. Oh, so let's just use the experience, right? Flawed ancient cipher. There's a clear up any cows that we see, and then let's go see how Andariel is. And then maybe we'll just go over the items, and then we'll get over with this episode, and then we'll come back later. This episode is pretty much showing what are we going to be doing, how are we going to be getting our items. How we started with absolutely nothing in the church stack. So they did us a bit, and our health only went to 1410. But maybe that's because every single time we hit something, we steal all of the life back. These guys, they do actually heal them. Oh, we do want to find our mercenary. We want to find our mercenary. Heal her. They want to go over here. She seems to be in trouble. She seems to be in trouble. Cows have gone out. Sort of weapon's almost broken. So we got the ring 1 coupon. That's a good thing to get. Actually, we think War Spear is better than Pike, maybe? War Spear is better than Pike? Maybe it's not. Great Maul. That's what it is. The Great Maul. Superior Broadsword. Great Maul. That's the strongest weapon. It just needs 99 strength to use it, but it has the strongest base damage of everything. The claws +2 to Steam Sentry. Let's take the Giant Sword. It's not a great sword. Precision bow socketed. Oh no, do we need that socketed precision bow? 2-socket. What did we pick up before? No socket precision bow. So they both have +1 on them. The War Spear. We'll just drop the War Spear for now. We do need to repair our thing. Superior armor. Pick it up. So we're gonna want to pick up a base gauntlets. Claymore, string like gas potion. So if we go here, go home. We'll just come back here and then defeat Andariel here quickly. So this episode will probably be like 30 minutes or something. When we rendered that 1 hour one, it actually screwed up the first times. So our shared stash is going to look like a mess until we absolutely go through everything and figure out what we're doing and organize everything and then find the rune words that we need. Although we don't really have too many runes yet, do we? we'll organize it kind of like it was before, where there's like a helmets page, a body armors page, there's a belts page, a boots page, a weapons page, shields page, like a page for jewels, page for charms, and pages for like uniques and set items, I guess. So it's super cool. We got the ethereal throwing weapon and the grand charm, whatever the grand charm is, and whatever the arrows are, and the one-socketed sword, and then the base gauntlet. So let's just see if we could find one with the maximum armor, see what the maximum armor could be on the item. Oh, we do need to repair.
It is an honor to
That was the main reason we came here. Let's see how Andariel does. We need to... So she should be just down here. Andariel's dressing room. There's gonna be multiple Andariels. There's gonna be Andariels. So if we do run into problems, we do have recollections of running down here and then our health dropping for some reason. It's just flashing through our mind right now. So they're not doing anything. Dario? She's not like a nightmare difficulty in Dario, is she? So heavy bracers, that's a nightmare item. Superior chain boots. I don't know, maybe. We won't collect as many white items. I mean, we'll collect them off screen. Like, we're just doing this one cow run anyways. Superior twin axe. So once we actually make the rune word and get the circlet and everything, get the leather gloves that we need, get all the other items, then we'll be doing a lot better. Then we'll have a lot more magic find, a lot more gold find. Some grim wand with good stats. This is just on players 3, right? Players set to 3? Yep. Horned helm, unique pole axe.
I am overburdened.
Maybe unique pole axe would actually be a good weapon. Oh, ethereal brandy stock. If the ethereal brandy stock is a repair durability. Unique pole axe, so it's not ethereal. So let's just not identify it. Let's just essentially keep it for it now. 10%. I believe it goes up to 15%. Fortress shield. Superior great maul. Crystal boots for like the assassin boots essentially. Muscle wrap would be like the new belt. I think it does a -5 faster run walk, doesn't it? We'd have to double check. There we go, great sword. That's one item we're looking for. Socketed great swords. So just throw these in here and then we'll probably delete most of them or figure out what we're doing with them. Get a base bone helm. Great scepter, is that it? There it is, yes. So the great scepter would be the best paladin weapon. Well, the highest tiered paladin weapon anyways. So it just depends if it comes with good stats on it. Then we can turn it into a rune word. And then this would be like the necromancer weapon. So it doesn't have any necromancer stats, so it's not really anything. And the chest. So it should be boss Andariels unless we defeated them already. spirit crown would be the Amazon helmet. So if it doesn't have Amazon stats, then it's not really a spirit crown. And shark skin boots would be nightmare items. So we can check this wretched scythe, right? We'll see, does it have a good necromancer stats or no? So 3 socket. Just a regular Embargoes. Oh, long battle bow. Or no. Just really have inventory problems. Charlotte Charmer. 81 defense. So that's probably better than our chain boots. Why isn't it closing? I guess we cleared everything? Maybe we did defeat the Prostandarios already. Yeah, I guess that was the whole place. I guess that was it. So that was the cow run. So that's essentially the new endgame area. There's other endgame areas, right? The pits, we could go to Blood Ravens. All the endgame areas would be level 44 area bases. This is just one of them. There is other ones. We've gone through the other ones on other playthroughs. Maybe we'll visit them at some point. But for now, we're just going to... We'll organize our inventory quick. We'll see how long the video is. The video is, what, 20, 36 minutes long? Alright, so now we're back to end the video. So we have all these ancient scrolls here. We found some ancient decipherers. We could just use the ancient decipherers to identify them. It's just one ancient decipherer and one scroll identifies the scroll. So we're just going to be identifying scrolls that are level 44 with these. And if we find dragon stones, it counts as 8 of these. So dragon stones would be a good thing to get. And if we have more scrolls than we need, then we could just turn these scrolls into dragon stones like we did in the other episode. But we need more things to identify them with. So usually it's like each row is 10, so you get a count of like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then 21, 31, 41. And then there's 50 different recipes to unlock. And then for all of the gems here, so it don't line up exactly. For all the gems, we could throw them all in the gem can. So the gem can doesn't have anything. But if we throw these amethysts in here, then it'll have 15 amethyst points. And 42 amethyst points. Then we could throw the topaz in here. That adds 6 topaz points. And then obsidians, the diamonds, and the skull. So that adds some points to those. So now we got some points in there. When we come back, our points will be way up. And for the rerolling, well, for the rune stalker, we could just pretty much throw them in here for now. We don't have any runes in here. If we transmute it, it adds the SA rune. Then it adds the My rune. Then it adds the Yeah rune. So as we have like more copies of the runes, it'll show that we have 2 of them. Like this one. Once we have that one, it'll say we have 2 copies of that rune inside the rune stalker. And we didn't pick up any decals or anything. And these stakes we could throw in the multi-stalker. So if we throw 2 stakes in here, it'll say we have 2 stakes in the multi-stalker. If you throw the spleen in here, it'll say we have 1 spleen. And then these potions, you would sell them to the vendor. So you go trade, so we could repair our gear. But if we sell them here, she'll give us only 20,000 at most. So that's why we go to Act 5 to sell potions. We go to Act 2 to farm the cows in the Lost Farm. Then we go to Act 5 to sell our potions. He'll give us, what, 50,000. So just because we did that short trip, it's like we made profit just for running to the act. So if we sell these, it's like 9,000, 36,000, which would have been 20,000. So there's 100,000. Now we have some money. And then these are just magical items here. So we could go to Deckard Cain. He could identify the items. And then we'll just do a quick bank tour here quick. So these ones are, well, we don't need to sell anything. They're just charms, right? They're just charms. So if it's not a good charm, Like regenerate mana, 10 poison damage. We're not sure if that's a good charm. So we'll just put them in here. We'll look at the charms later, we'll figure out what they do. So we're trying to figure out the stats on them too. That's a level 1. Is that the, or is it negative 10? 10 per hit. I have to figure it out. And for the amulets, we've got the combat masteries. So we're gonna have like an amulets page, we're gonna have a charms page, we're gonna have this page. So the first page will have the scrolls and all of the crafting materials pretty much. And these will move them to the proper page. So all of the coupons, just so we don't ever get confused. I think we were doing like rings here. Rings would go on this page. So if we found any rings that we wanted. Like 50% extra gold, is that the most gold find that you could find? Is it 50% gold? So we're trying to collect something with the most gold find, but not as one of these, because if we turn it, oh yeah, that's right, we didn't make it so you could tokenize the class ones yet, or we didn't do that. We didn't make it so you can. But 10% crushing blow, maybe that's unique. These are amulets. Right, the only ring we have here is the crushing blow one. Alright, so there's the rings page. This would be the amulets page. So I think where'd that go? It's gone. Where'd it go? Was it on the page? Oh, it's a ring. Alright, so if we find any cool rings, we could put rings on here like this one. That would be a stat that we could get from this area. And this one. So we know that we could get all the different class skills. So if we collect all the magical amulets, we could collect one for each stat we could get, and then we could kind of theorize what would we like to get on the crafted items when we finally craft them. That's the whole point of doing that. That's like a dual stat one. So magical dual stat ones by themselves aren't good. Only magical crafted ones are good. So that one does add a bunch of things. Cold resist. So we'll just keep that for now, just because it has the 50% gold until we find an actual one with the gold. We're not sure what the maximum dexterity is. We don't think it is that though. But any amulets and rings that we find we don't need, we can throw them in the re-rolling orbs. Now we have 1 amulet point, 2 amulet points, 3 amulet points. And the jewels, 10% chance to cast that, 28% extra gold. So you can maybe keep that for now. Maybe we could start jewels on page 50 or something. So we'll go through the jewels. We need to collect a 40% extra gold from them. And if we just generally collect a whole bunch of gold ones, then we could just make a gold find set. So we could do those, and then maybe 6, 7, 8. Or maybe 50 should start with charms or something. 50. So we could put all the different charms here. We could be like, what? Grand charms, medium charms, small charms. Usually we put them all on the same page. Maybe it would make sense to put them all on the same page. We're still trying to organize things. But let's look at the armors. So starting on page 100 is the helmets. So we're just going to start putting helmets here. We'll figure out some way to organize the helmets. Then we got like 10 pages of helmets. And then there's 110 for the armors. So got 10 pages to sort armors, and we got belts, 10 pages of belts, and then 10 pages of boots, and then we got the gloves, we got 10 pages of gloves, and then we also got 10 pages of shields and weapons. So the weapons, we're probably gonna reorganize them at some point, but for now we just have one-handed melee weapons. This one we could maybe make into the rune word, although we're gonna look at the list of weapons. We're gonna see. Usually that's what we made, just because it's one-handed. And the pole axe. So these are the big two-handed weapons. There's like a rare one, the unique one, the magical one. We'll probably just identify the magical one. And then we got our ranged weapons. So we got the bows. So I have to figure out what to do with the bows. If they could spawn with like +2 bow and crossbow or +3 bow and crossbow, those ones would be better than these ones, but maybe +1 is the most that can spawn on this one. Maybe it's only Nightmare gets +2, maybe Howl difficulty gets +3. But then we got caster equipment, caster weapons. And that's it. And that's it. Then there's the bank. That's all the collection so far. That's everything in the collection. So let's just go to page 100. We'll have one-handed weapons. One-handed weapons. We'll throw the axes here. Maybe we'll sort it by... Or maybe we won't. Because there's no reason to have like a page for axes, swords, maces, polearms, daggers, claws, long staffs, orbs. Essentially, we should just keep them all like, here's melee weapons, and then try to figure out what is the good melee weapon out of all the melee weapons, and then what is the good two-hand weapon out of all the two-hand weapons. Or maybe just go with the top tier. Maybe we could have like pole axes and pole arms, and then swords and maces or something. Maybe we'll organize the weapons a bit better, but we'll start adding to the collection. We're going to render this episode, and then we'll probably play for a bit. So this stuff, it's all old stuff that we're not going to do anything with. We'll just delete it once we finally get to that point. But if we... let's just move this back over here. If we deposit the gold, then we're probably just going to go kill cows for a bit. We're not going to upgrade our gear for a while. We're just going to bank things, stay with this gear, see what we find. And then we could gamble for the gloves. We could gamble for the circlet. That would make sense. That would definitely make sense. I don't think we will, though. Maybe we will. Maybe we will. So we need more attack rating. And more combat masteries, maybe. Close combat mastery. So there's the barbarian, level 43. And there's our collection.